Hello everyone, my name is Camila Balon and today me and my teammates are going to be talking about Artemis Financial.
Okay, cost structure. First, we have our fixed costs, which are going to be our app creation, our website, and our logo trademark. And then, of course, per year, we were going to have the advertising, um, the website, and app maintenance. We will have our salaries, of course, to each writer, which we estimated by knowing that they will earn at least from $15 to $23 per hour. And with that being made, like we as Artemis want to have them to earn the 75% of whatever they earn, and the other 25 goes to us. Then we have the insurance costs related to rides, which includes everything that has to do with insurance for the car, for the driver and the passengers in case of any accidents. And also we have the other cost that is incentive paid to drivers, which is a cost that really helps apps like Lyft and Uber. And we think it having, like, of course, an incentive paid to our drivers will make us grow a lot more.
As of now, our revenue structure is based on research collected. So, one thing about our service would be your account would be free to go in, make an account, and see how things work. And to get a general feel of things would be completely free. There's no obligation or no reason to scare anyone away. Also, we will have a base fare. A base fare is basically regardless of where you're going, whether it's across state lines or even right to the grocery store or coming home from work, there is a base fare for everyone using. Also, we will have multiple levels of service. Therefore, we can fit and encompass a whole group of people versus just specific demographics. There would be the luxury ride, which would have a surcharge, and there would be more high-end cars. You can make a statement in your ride versus the shared rides, which would be more going out with a group, multiple stops. It would be cheaper, but it wouldn't have the same luxury as just a regular ride of going directly to and from your destinations. And there would be an XL service for families and friends and groups and parties. And lastly, there would be an emergency option. An emergency option would be something used in case where waiting for like a regular service would not be convenient for others. Maybe like you're late for work or you just really need to get out of a situation. So the emergency option, the Excel option, the shared option, and luxury option, they would also be different variations of the normal run of the mill ride. Also, we would charge for advertisements. In most apps today, you have it where you see game advertisements. I know one thing that I always see is constant online shopping. So there would be advertisements that people would pay for that would also be a part of the marketing and that would also go towards our revenue. Other forms to make revenue would be late fees. Late fees when you inconvenience your driver, if you're showing up after the allotted window of time, anything that is extensively late. Also, there will be inconvenience fees. If you're changing the route in the middle of the route, if you'd like to make multiple stops, anything that would disrupt the normal chain of events in a cab ride. Also, there would be cancellation fees. Everything might come, everything might have an area where things might change or things, but however, cancellation fees interrupts a lot to where someone else could have had a ride, that driver could have made money, or there even might be a shortage and the cancellation kind of disrupts everything in the flow of everything. Lastly, there would be privileged services, something like expedited pickup. Like if you're in a pool, you can request to be picked up first, and you can jump in line in the rider queue. Certain services that would make you a more VIP member or someone that has extra privileges and perks. Those would all be extra fees that would contribute to revenue and make things a little easier.
All right, moving on, I'm going to be talking about our income statement. It's important to point out that we base our revenue out of Uber's and Lyft's first year of operations revenue. We estimated them to be at least a quarter of what they did, since we're not going to have as many drivers or as many customers as they did. But it's important to point out also that our first 2 years of operations, we're going to have a negative cash flow, since the first year of our operations, we're going to have some costs that we're not going to have the next years, which are the app creation costs, the website costs, and our logo. And then the second year, we're going to have a little bit less of a negative cash flows. And then in between 2023 and 2024, we expect to start beginning to get more revenues, positive revenues. All right, moving on to our break-even point, we can say that as reflected on our income statement, we expect to break even during our third year of operation. Since our sales are not going to be constant, it's hard to give a precise number of rides that we will need to do to break even. This is because we do not have a fixed sales price per unit, since we're going to charge our customers per the amount of miles that they do with our drivers. It's hard to give a precise break-even point, but again, our estimated break-even point will be in between our second and third year of operation.
Our first option would be to pitch our business to multiple different investors as our main source of fundraising. Another option we have is to utilize GoFundMe.com to try and get donations. Lastly, some money would come from ourselves. These two options would only cover a portion of our expenses, but would also still help with our startup.
Thank you everyone for listening to our presentation. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask.